He's the hammer-wielding god of thunder, the face of Marvel's power. But beneath the muscles and behind that dazzling smile lies a storm few talk about, Chris Hemsworth. A man worshipped on screen, but what if I told you? The man behind Thor carries burdens far heavier than Mjolnir. This is the story Marvel won't tell you. And once you hear it, you'll never see him the same way again. Chris wasn't born into glamour, he was born into grit. Melbourne, Australia, and the wild edges of the Northern Territory formed his early life. His father, a social worker. His mother, a teacher. They moved constantly, struggled constantly. But the outdoors taught him resilience. Surfing waves, chasing wild buffalo, feeling small against nature, and growing strong because of it. In those dusty corners of Australia, Chris learned how to survive, long before he learned how to act. Before the world knew his name, before the cameras, the red carpets, and the Marvel franchise, Chris faced rejection after rejection. He auditioned endlessly, only to be told he was just another pretty face. He worked in a pharmacy. He cleaned breast pumps. He even danced on an Australian TV competition show just to make ends meet. And just when things felt impossible, his younger brother Liam started to gain traction. The comparisons were constant, the doubt crushing. At one point, Chris nearly gave up. But deep down, something told him to keep going. Then came a break, small but meaningful, Home and Away, a soap opera that gave him a platform. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a start. Then came a call for a Marvel audition. And here's the twist. Both Chris and his brother Liam auditioned for Thor. Only one could wear the crown. Chris got the part, but he also carried guilt. The weight of that win wasn't just about success, it was about proving that he deserved it. He trained obsessively, ate clean, lived in the gym. Every ounce of muscle, built on insecurity and pressure. Thor changed his life and nearly swallowed it whole. He became the global poster boy for power, masculinity, and perfection. But behind the scenes, Chris began to lose himself. The public didn't want Chris Hemsworth. They wanted Thor, always charming, always fit, always on. Chris has admitted in interviews that image wore him down, the pressure to look the same, to sound the same, to never crack. He was stuck in a cycle of expectation. Fans wanted a god, studios demanded one. But Chris, he was human and exhausted. In 2022, during the filming of his National Geographic series Limitless, Chris took a routine DNA test. The results changed his life. He discovered he carries 2 copies of the APOE4 gene, a rare genetic combination that increases his risk of developing Alzheimer's. The news was devastating. Suddenly, everything, the money, the fame, the movies, felt small. Chris started taking time off. He focused on his family, on his mental health, on memory. He began meditating, journaling, rethinking everything. What's the point of being a god if you can't even remember your life one day? Now Chris Hemsworth is stepping away from the spotlight, not to disappear, but to reconnect with his wife Elsa Pataki, with his kids, with his true self. He's no longer chasing roles, he's chasing moments. He surfs, he reads, he reflects. And when the cameras do roll, he chooses scripts that mean something. He's begun speaking out about mental health, burnout, and the realities of stardom. Chris is more than Thor. He's a father, a son, a man trying to slow down time in a world that's always speeding up. Chris Hemsworth's story isn't about being a superhero. It's about being human. It's about carrying the weight of fame while protecting the soul beneath it. Behind the action scenes, the godly physique, the perfect smiles, is a man who's fought harder than most. Not with hammers, but with heart. So next time you watch Thor, remember the man beneath the armor. This was the truth Marvel didn't show. And now, you know,